Hello everyone and welcome back to API Test Hub. In this part of our API testing series, we will be testing our next get endpoint, that is API products with a specific ID. So in the previous video, we tested the endpoint which was giving the details of all the products. So this particular endpoint. In this video, we will be testing this get endpoint which is having a specific ID in the parameter. So let's begin with that. So we know that we have already created our test cases for all the different endpoints. For this particular endpoint as well, there are plenty of test cases I have already written. In this, there are multiple positive and negative scenarios we have. So let's begin with the positive scenario first. To see if I give a particular ID of the product, I should get the valid product details. So let's get started and see in the Postman how we can do that. So as you can see it here, I have created a different folder for fetch a specific product, and we have previously created these two folders, and the fetch products I have this particular endpoint positive test case as well. So we know that, let's see, send it here again. So we see that there are two particular products we have already added. So one is iPhone, the other one is laptop with ID 1 and 2. So what we can do is make a copy of this, and you can just paste it in this positive scenarios. So because we know that it's the endpoint is quite similar, it's just have one ID at the end, rest everything is same. So you can use your previous endpoint as well. So I had made a copy and we can just use that one. So here let's rename it as TC001, whatever the test case ID we have it here, let's name it as TC001. So here the main thing is everything is same. The main thing is after the product it is expecting me to give me some ID. So we know that the IDs we have created are 1 and 2. The products has 1 and 2 ID. So what I can do is I can pass my ID here, say 1. So if I'm passing 1 here, I should be getting the details of iPhone only, not the laptop here. So let's see what's the behavior of this particular endpoint. Let's send the request. So yeah, you can see it here. The response I'm getting back is 200 okay, and only the details of iPhone, not the laptop anymore, because I'm passing only one ID here. So if I pass 2, then I should be getting laptop. So see, I'm getting laptop details. So it is behaving as expected. So I can mark it as passed. So next here comes the negative scenarios. So let's make a copy of this again and put it in the negative scenarios, and we will rename it accordingly. So next is to TC002, and here I will be passing some invalid product ID which does not exist. Then we'll see what happens in that case. So it's the TC002. So we know that 1 and 2 exist. What if I pass 6? Because it doesn't exist, right? So it should be giving me 404. Yes, it gives me 404 with a valid message that product not found with this particular ID. So whatever ID I'm passing, product doesn't exist with that ID. So this means this behavior is also valid here. So that we will mark it as passed. Next comes with this ID only, we have two kind of scenarios here. One is what if I pass the ID as null, and what if I pass ID as anything like ABC or anything else. So it should be giving me some valid error message that whatever you are passing is not expected. So 400 request is bad, whichever you are sending. So let's test that. So you can save this one first and make a copy of these. Let me make two copies because both are similar, right? So let's make two copies, and here you can mark it as 3, and this one I'll mark it as 4, fourth test case. So let's do the third one first. So here what I'll do is I'll pass null. So it is expecting something, right? Let's do it. So it says invalid format. So if I'm passing null here, it should be giving me the particular error message which is valid. So it is giving me a proper error message with this response code 400. So next comes, what if I pass something else like ABC, or I'll pass it as test. So what is the behavior in that case? So yeah, it gives me invalid format. Whatever you are passing is not a valid format. So both the cases are working fine. So let's mark it as passed in both cases. So as of now, all the test cases have been passed. The other one is, the last one here I have mentioned is about unauthorized access. You can add more as well, like missing headers and all. They were repeating, so I haven't added here, but yes, you can always add. So let's make a duplicate copy of this. You can rename it as TC005, and here in the authorization, don't pass the authorization and then send the request. It should give me 401 unauthorized. So yes, it's giving me a valid error, so I will mark it as passed. So I can add more details here as well. So let's test that header scenarios as well. So what if I don't pass the headers? These mandatory headers I'm not passing. So let's make a copy of this again. Let's save it first and make a copy. So if I go back here, authorization I'm giving and no headers. Say I'm not passing any headers, I should be getting a valid error. So here I'm passing this one. So yeah, I'm getting valid 400 error here as well. So I can add that particular test case here also. So by this, we can see that all the test cases we have written for this particular endpoint are covered. So if you have any question, you can let me know in the comment section. So this was about the get endpoints testing. So keep watching for the more videos. So in the next video, I will be covering about the put products testing and then the delete one. So stay tuned and keep watching. Thank you so much.